Jai Gurudev. This is Manoj Gokhale sharing my thoughts about the essence of yoga on the eve of, if I am correct, the 6th International Yoga Day, which will be celebrated on 21st June 2020. When I was a child, it was Yoga Vidya Dham. It's one of the institutes of yoga in India. As I grew up, the influence of Uncle Sam increased and A was added, A for America, I say. Yoga became Yoga, International Yoga Day. Uncle Sam is the ideal for most of the people. Currently, we are confronted with a situation of probably the beginning of Third World War. The conflict between whether Uncle Sam model, America's or Western model, or communist model of China. There's a big conflict. I don't want to go into that. Let me stick to the essence of yoga. Unfortunately, still most of the people, including Indians, think yoga as yogasanas. This is because there is a famous dialogue from one Bollywood film, जो दिखता है वो बिकता है. Yogasanas is something what you can tangibly see. और जो दिखता है वो बिकता है. It is tangible, so you can understand and it can be marketed easily. But that's not the essence of yoga. Some of you at least must have heard the word Ashtanga Yoga or 8 limbs, or let's say it's dimensions of yoga. They are Yama number 1, Niyama number 2, number 3 Asana, Yogasanas, number 4 Pranayam, number 5 Pratyahar, number 6 Dharana, number 7 Dhyana, and number 8 Samadhi. So Yogasanas, Asanas is just the third limb of yoga. See, Stephen Covey very nicely says, begin with the end in mind. You need to be aware of the final target of the time at all times. So in yoga, the 8th step, the final step is Samadhi. 7th step, just prior to that, is Dhyana. Interestingly, I came to know about this field and got a little deeper in this life through a program called Siddha Samadhi Yoga. My first living guru, Rishi Prabhakarji, the founder of SSY programs, I got introduced to SSY through him directly. I am blessed in that way. And then thereafter I got my own gurus in many different ways, Osho, Vinobaji, Stephen Covey, so and so forth. So, to cut the line short, the name of the course through which I was powerfully introduced into this line was Siddha Samadhi Yoga. So, the central word, if you see, is Samadhi. About the word Samadhi, many people are fearful. Samadhi means in India they think of Jnaneshwar, a great soul who voluntarily went into Samadhi state of consciousness at the age of 31. And then they comfortably say it's not for everyone. Thanks to my guru, Rishi Prabhakarji, he put it in a very simplified form. He put it, what is Samadhi? Samadhi consists of 2 words, Sama and Dhi. Sama is equal, Dhi is Buddhi. So Samadhi is equanimous intellect, equal intellect, equanimous. Means you are not running after a certain thing, neither you are running away from a certain thing. You are not running after a particular lady, You are not running away from a particular lady or person, whatever. Okay. You are in the middle by choice, not by default. That is what samadhi is. And that is what is the final objective, the ultimate objective. Seventh step just prior to samadhi, I would like to focus on that. That is dhyana, means meditation. It's like a buzzword in correct times. And meditation is the need of the hour, as I see. Now, yoga, everyone is aware, is a big business worldwide. And it's going to increase. And nothing good or bad about it. It's a good business. I would definitely prefer yoga to prosper as a business rather than pornography. So doing it as a business or whichever way is everyone's choice. I don't want to comment on that because meditation finally has nothing to do with money. Meditation is important. Now what is meditation? In simple terms, we are consisting of two selves in simplistic terms. If I say higher self and lower self, everyone has this higher self and lower self. In Indian terminology, if we say Dev and Dano, so these parts are there with everyone. So connecting with your higher self that's what yoga is all about. That is one thing. And second thing, if you understand, is we are outwardly we see as an individual, as a one entity, but it's not so. We are divided into many parts. Our wife is expecting something to do. Our children are expecting something from us. Our company is expecting something from us. So and so forth. So we are divided into all these pools. We are a divided human being. Yoga is a word which arises from Sanskrit original word yuja. Yuja is judne, being connected. So all these divided dimensions, getting them together, that is what yoga is all about. It is Advaita in pure spiritual terms. We are divided. Forget about we and others. We ourselves are not a single entity. Experiencing ourselves as a single whole entity, that is what yoga is all about. Let me share one very important fact. Now, yoga is a big business, it's a big thing. Everyone wants to talk about yoga. Internalizing there are no shortcuts in yoga. Let me tell you, as I see, it's very good that Moniji has taken this step and 193 countries, as far as I know, immediately accepted to celebrate World Yoga Day as 21st June. Very nice step. But let me tell you, there is another approach called Tantra. Finally, it is divinity, reaching divinity. So Tantra is another approach of reaching divinity, and yoga method is heavily based on discipline. So yoga is for you if you are inclined for disciplinarian path. Whereas there is another discipline which is very powerful, which is very divine, but unfortunately black labeled, if I say. That is what Tantra is all about. And Tantra doesn't focus on discipline. It's not easy. But Tantra is focused on awareness. So I wish maybe 50 years hence, just as we have World Yoga Day now, after that we may have World Tantra Day. Because today's usage is Tantra, as I see. Because discipline is very difficult. The Patanjali, the master of yoga, his first sutra is Atha Yoganushasana. Here the discipline of yoga starts. So yoga is for people who are willing to get themselves disciplined. If they are already disciplined, there is no problem. But at least they should be willing to get disciplined. It's not so easy in the age we are living. Tantra doesn't focus on that. Tantra focuses on awareness. Awareness is also not easy because there are no shortcuts in all these lines. Google is something which creates an illusion of shortcuts, and that is how most of the young generation and even the other side also is getting destroyed. But it's for everyone to understand. The earlier you understand, the better. What you need to understand, there are so many things I can talk, but I know the listening capacity of people is getting shorter and shorter. Already I have exceeded the time limit as far as current generation is concerned, but I'm sorry, I can't help it. In the end, I can only say it's all about getting wisdom. What we call wisdom cannot be got from formal education. That's a different topic. I will talk something about it little later. Right now, all I can say, what is yoga? What is ultimate wisdom? Ultimate wisdom is being like childlike, not childish, being as happy as a child. So, wisdom is being childlike, and ajnana, foolishness, is being egoistic. Being egoistic is being foolishness. If you understand that and truly accept that, then only you will start a journey from foolishness to wisdom. As long as you think ego is giving you kicks, it is giving you pleasure, it's up to you. Until you understand ego is the root of all your pains, you won't start the journey from that foolish castles you have built with egoistic attitude to heavenly kingdom. Let me share in the end, heaven and hell are not places to go after you die. These are states of mind. If you can reach a particular state of consciousness, heaven is here and now. Otherwise, no training is required to experience hell here and now. All the media and all the politicians are actively working for you to experience hell here and now, and let me not talk about it. So please understand, heaven is here and now. It is up to you. Thank you. Jai Gurudev, Manoj Gokhale.